Hey friends, how are you guys doing today? I hope you're doing so well, and welcome back to another thrifty video. Today we are doing a ship and thrift, a ship and shop video where I ship out the weekend sales with you, and then I also bring you a thrift haul of some things I've been finding recently. So a little bit of shipping, a little bit of thrifting. If that sounds good, make sure to hit subscribe. But we have quite a few sales. I did not feel great over the weekend, and so I have been a little bit behind on my shipping, but we're gonna tackle that today together. So I have quite a few things to send out. I already missed my porch pickup, so I'm gonna have to run to the post office myself, but that's okay. First thing, I repackaged this. This is part of the $5 thrift challenge. So if you guys have been staying tuned, I just dropped the first video in this series. I'm so excited about it. I like to make sure that you watch that video and watch that series because I'm not gonna tell you what I sold, but it was a great amount of money. So it's gonna be good for the series. So that was the first thing that sold on eBay. And then I have one other eBay sale, and it is this adorable Anthropologie Pilcro polished high waist midi pencil skirt in blue denim, and I accepted an offer on this for $40. And so I still need to buy the shipping label for this, but you guys saw me pick this up not too long ago. I believe I paid $4.99 for this, so $4.50 after my discount, but it sold for $40, so we 10x'd our money on this, and it's so freaking cute. Like, I knew this would sell quickly, and it really did. And so once I purchase my shipping label, I'm assuming I will probably make at least $30 of net profit from this sale, so that is a good pickup. I love selling Anthropologie pieces. It's really good bread and butter for me. And then this piece I listed and sold within one day. I think it's because we're in football season, but I've talked about like vintage sports pieces so many times. I love to find vintage crew necks like this. If they are embroidered, if they are really cool, they usually sell for good money. So this one I listed and it sold on Depop in one day. It sold at full asking price, so $49.99, so $50 for the sweatshirt. And Depop has the lowest selling fees, and so that's a great place to sell. So from the $50, I make $47.56. I paid, I believe, $4.50 for this, or I got it in the bins. The cost of goods, really little. So at the very least, I should make at least like $43 of net profit off of that. That was a great pickup. I need to list some more of my vintage sportswear pieces. Here is your little notice telling you that you should start looking for some vintage like football things because we are in football season. Then another Depop sale up here on top is this piece. And I picked this piece up at a garage sale. I think I paid $2 for this. This is a great find. This kind of like vintage, chunky, collared, kind of rugby style sweater. This is from Ralph Lauren. It was a size medium. And this sold on Depop for my full asking price as well, which is $45. So $44.99 for this. And I did list it. I think my first few words were vintage rugby sweater because I know that those are really popular right now. This preppy style is really in. Super cute piece. Happy with that. From $45, we make $42.57. With my cost of goods, that's $40 of net profit. So again, great find, great pickup, sold pretty quickly actually too. And then the last thing I sold on Depop was this pair of Timberland boots, which I have done some pretty good sales of Timberland boots lately. Not the like really, you know, like the Timberlands that I think of are that kind of like orangish brown color with the lace ups in the front. I don't normally pick those up. Those don't sell for a ton of money for me, but a Chelsea boot, something that's a little bit more unique or something a little bit more timeless has been doing well for me. And these, I believe I paid $8 for, and they sold for $50 on Depop. We make $47.40, so almost 40 bucks of net profit. I'm gonna have to package these up, but luckily all of my ground came in from Poshmark, so super excited that I'm gonna have some packaging stuff because I've been using my own poly mailers. I've been scavenging the house for boxes. It's been a rough time, but I've been making it work. Okay, so those are all the Depop and eBay sales. The smaller portion, Poshmark has been doing really well for me, and I also know a lot of you guys have been going through and taking advantage of my 40% off sale that I've been telling you guys about. And if you're watching this now, I am still gonna run that sale for you guys. If you go to any of my different platforms and you make a bundle or you send me an offer and give me a comment saying that you're here from my YouTube, I'll take 40% off of anything you want that's a little bit older. If it's listed in the last like month, I'm probably not going to give you 40% off right away, but almost everything in my closet will be 40% off for you. So go ahead and take a little look-see, and some of you guys have really been taking advantage of that, and I love that. First piece is the thing that sold this morning. It is this pair of Sorels, and I think I got these actually pretty recently. I just put these away. So these are a pair of Sorels. They're called the Joan of Arctic Wedge 3 Chelsea boot. They're in hazelnut brown, size 8.5. These sold for $52 on Poshmark. Great season for listing boots, right? So from 52, we make $41.60, and I bought these for $9, so not too shabby, which means what? We made $32 of net profit, and these sold within the first, I think, like 2 weeks of me listing them. So happy with that shoe sale. But most of my sales today are actually clothing sales. I think those are all my shoes, 2 pairs of shoes in this day of shipping, which I feel like usually I sell a lot more shoes, but still pretty good. So next up is a piece that I sold on Depop, and then they never actually followed through with paying for it. And then I've received a few different offers, and I decided to just accept one. It is this Rhone piece. Rhone is a great menswear brand. This is a quarter zip pullover, super nice. This is what the tag looks like. This men's brand does not stay in my closet for very long. It usually sells really fast. This was a size medium, sold for $26. Every piece I've had is sold for like around $30 to $50. So not bad. From 26, we make $20.80, and I paid $4 for that. So $16, $17 of net profit. A little bit lower than I would like to make, but I still sold that the first, I think, like 3 days I had it listed. It went really fast. So I'll take a fast sale any day. Then this pair of Nuitags Judy Blue jeans were a size 7. Classic pair of jeans. They sold for $34. We make $27.20. I got these at my local Goodwill, I'm fairly confident, for $7. And so we make 20 bucks on this pair of jeans. And again, they sold pretty quickly. A lot of the things you're going to see today are things that I've been finding recently. So you might recognize them from videos, which I think is awesome. That is a great testament to me being able to pick up better items and know better what I'm doing now than I did a few years ago. This next piece is another amazing piece. I got this at a garage sale. If you guys remember that garage sale, let me know. I found like so many vintage 90s Ralph Lauren pieces. This man was selling them all. He worked at Ralph Lauren in the 90s. So they were like straight from his closet, super cool. This is a really cool vintage striped turtleneck. This sold for $50 on Poshmark. It's a size large, and we make $40. I paid $2 for this, so $38 net profit. And I actually just listed a few other ones from the same garage sale today, and so hopefully we'll see some more of these coming through, but $2 into it, that's awesome. And then we have our first bundle from a viewer, so thank you so much. If you have been watching and coming to my store to shop for me, I love that. That is so kind of you. This is Wendy's bundle. I thought about maybe not saying people's names, but I think you guys might actually like to hear the names, so I'll do it. Wendy's bundle, this pair of Tesla sweatpants. I got these in the Goodwill outlet. These were $13, and then we have this Under Armour sweatshirt with it. That was supposed to be $15, and that's what it looks like. Super cute, just 2 comfy pieces. Together, they were $17, so we make $13.60. I think that these are both probably $1 or $2 cost of goods into it, so I still end up making about $10, but I'm just happy to be moving some things before we have to move, if you know what I mean. It has been quite the process of trying to clear some things out of our home for this move. And then we have another bundle for a viewer, and this one is a Nuitags little Lucky brand top. This is really cute. This was listed at $18, and then this J. Jill dress was also listed at $18. Super cute little floral piece. And then in the bundle, she got the 40% off and got them both for $21 together. So that's a great deal. I don't think I had a lot of money into those. I don't have my cost of goods for those items because they are a little bit older. So I believe I made maybe $10 at the end of the day from those pieces. But again, I love seeing them going to viewers and moving out of my inventory. That's great. And then this piece was in my personal closet. I thrifted it, but I've never worn it. But it does look like I might have gotten a little smudge on it from being in storage, so I might have to do a little bit of stain treatment. Anywhoosies, is this Nuitags Athleta piece. It is the Triumph Hybrid Crewneck Sweatshirt. Retails for $129. and it sold for $35. So not exactly retaining its value super well, but from $35, we make $28, and I believe I paid $4.50 for this, so still like $24 of net profit, but I gotta look this thing over now because white is my nemesis. I'm sure I got something on this somewhere, even though I've tried my best to be super careful with it. I don't know, man. I'm gonna have to look that one over, but still heading out the door. Then we have the smallest sale of the weekend, a $7 sale. This daily ritual dress that I mistook for Daily Practice. Daily Practice is an Anthropologie brand. Daily Ritual is nothing. And I got this in the bins, so at least I didn't pay very much for it, but it sold for $7. We make $4.05, and I probably paid $1 or $2 for it, so I made like $2. Maybe $3 on this sale. So I would not recommend picking that up. So I don't even want to show you the brand. Like you should not probably pick that up. But a mistake I made, I should have probably just redonated it or took it to a buy sell trade store, but instead it sat in my inventory now for who knows how long, probably a few years. Yeah, this picture was taken in our house in Maryland. So I've had that for a few years, but at least it finally sold. I need to do an inventory and go through all the remaining bins I have and like just get rid of older things, send them to ThredUp or take them to buy sell trade. But that's just like one more thing to do, and I'm a busy woman, so we'll see if I get to that. My guess, going on a limb, is that I will not get to that before we move, but you never know. This sold for $26. Super cute piece. This little vintage Mickey Mouse sweatshirt. I think I might have even had this in my closet for a bit, and that's why it's taken a while to list. But it's a really cool piece, size extra large. Really cute, actually. As I stared, I'm like, I could have worn that, but I didn't, and that's why it's getting sold. Sold for $26, we make $20.80, and I believe I paid $4 for that, so $16 net profit. And then the last bundle is actually 3 items. I forgot to grab the third one, so I'm gonna go back to my inventory, but it's 3 items. First off is this Lulu's dress. I've had this for a while, listed at $18. Cute little burgundy dress. This Free People blouse listed at $34 that I think also came from my personal wardrobe at one point, and then an Anthropologie blouse listed at $35. But all of them in the bundle sold for $53 to Sarah. So thank you again, Sarah, for supporting my channel. I appreciate you so much. And then we make $42.40. Cost of goods on this, man, it's a rough one to figure out. I think I made around $30 on this, but also some of these pieces I've had sitting for a bit, so I don't know exactly on that one, but excited to see it going out the door to somebody who's gonna love them or be able to resell them for good money. That's awesome. So again, thank you to Sarah, and for everybody else who bundled or was shopping my closet the last few weeks. You guys have been awesome. I appreciate you so much. So now I'm gonna go find that one piece that I forgot to grab while I was in my inventory, and then I am gonna package these guys up and have to take them to the post office. But I'll see you guys in a few minutes over in the living room or the dining room, somewhere else in the house for a haul. See you in there in a second. Okay, so we made it over to the dining room, and I have quite the haul to share with you. I stumbled upon some really good pieces at the thrift stores. I was actually on my way to the Life of a Showgirl, the premiere in the movie theater, and so I was really excited, but I had a little bit of time to kill, so I just popped into a Goodwill real quick, and so I didn't do any filming, but I did find some really good pieces. Like this first piece here is this beautiful silk top, this little polka dot piece, and it is from Diane von Furstenberg. And I just sold a Diane von Furstenberg piece for good money from the $5 thrift challenge that I'm doing. So you guys will be seeing that video very soon. But I thought this would be a great pickup, and that other piece sold really quickly, so I thought this might be really good to pick up too. This is the Neda, N-E-D-A top, and it's 95% silk. So I thought that was gorgeous. And this would have retailed for a couple $100 probably. And I bought it for $4.99, but actually $4.50 after my discount. So that I'm hoping should resell at least $35. I'm probably gonna list around $50. And then also at the same time, I found this piece, because once I discovered what the new color of the week that they were putting out was, I went looking very quickly through any blue tags, and I found this gorgeous maxi length dress, this beautiful purple color, and then it has embroidery on the collar here and around the neckline. But this is from April Cornell, which I don't know if I've sold April Cornell, but I've talked about it at least. It's in a size extra small, but it's also new with tags. So I actually will have all of the information here. It's called the Calypso dress, and it's in parachute purple. I don't have an original price on this, but I paid $9.99 for this, and the comps looked really promising for at least $50, sometimes more like $75. So I thought that was beautiful, and I paid $9 after my discount. And then nearby in the dress section, I found this pair of pants. So I don't know if somebody was hiding them or what, but I have not found or picked up this brand in a long time, but I am excited to do so. It's this great pair of wide leg pants in this really nice color, but this is from COS, so C-O-S. I love this brand. It usually sells for good money. It's the more high-end brand from the same group of brands as H&M, but this one is definitely more sought after. These are in a size 6, and they have the original like buttons still attached on the inside. So I don't even know if this was ever worn, but these are really nice, and these were only $4.99. So I paid $4.50 for these, and these are really on trend right now too. Those are really cute. Again, I'll probably list between $35 and $50 for those. And then also on a new rack, I found these two frog and toad shirts, which I think are hilarious. It's really funny because I just saw a Hustle at Home mom find this exact shirt in the bins. I don't think she bought it, but I was like, oh my gosh, I love that. This was $2.99. This little frog and toad shirt killed me. And it just says, "We must stop eating," cried Toad as he ate another. That is so relatable. So I got that for myself. And then there was a second one too, but actually Giu's home right now on fall break, and she was in love with these shirts too. So she's gonna keep this green one. I'm gonna keep the white one, and then we'll have matching frog and toad shirts. It's actually adorable. So this was also $2.99. That's what this one looks like. Toad sat and did nothing. Frog sat with him. So great, so amazing. $2.99 for both of those. And then, like I mentioned, I was on my way to the Showgirl album, the Taylor Swift album premiere, and I felt like it was providential because this came out on a new rack, and I was like, are you joking? Like a Taylor Swift Eras Tour shirt at the thrift store already? What are people doing with their lives? This is amazing. I am so excited that I found this. It feels really soft, like it hardly was ever worn, if ever. $2.99 for this, like heck yes. And this one is in a size large, which I think is also a good size. Very excited to have found that. I know I could resell this and probably sell it for $25, $30, but I might actually keep it. I'm kind of in the process of, losing some weight right now, but I feel like this might fit me, so I'm gonna keep that. Very excited to have found that. Definitely felt like a good luck stroke for sure. And then I did grab this pair of boots. I saw these out of the corner of my eye, and I don't know if you can see the logo right there. I saw the F's and I was like, oh, those are Fry. So these are a pair of men's Fry boots. They do have some wear on the bottoms. And this is my one gripe with Fry, is that I feel like they should make some chunky rubber soles or something to protect the bottoms of their shoes. But these are real leather. They're a size 10.5, and these are honestly in pretty good shape, like on the tops of them. The insides are great. These are really nice, and I just saw a comp for another pair that also had distressing to the bottoms. It's probably just like normal for the style, and they sold for $80. So I'm assuming if I list around $80, they should sell for at least $75. And then this is a brand I've never found before, but again, I was looking for those blue tags, and I saw this really beautiful sweater amongst all these other pieces that I was finding. And this is from the brand IRO, which I have talked about. I have never found this brand either. Really good day to be at the thrift store. It's in a size 0, so I'm assuming they have their own size chart. My guess is this is a size small. It does require quite a bit of, I'm gonna need to lint roll this. I'm gonna need to probably fabric shave it, but I feel like is still worth picking up because the comps look like it would sell for $35 to $50, and it was $4.99. So $4.50 for that one as well. And then because I was finding all these things like in a similar size, I decided to grab this shirt as well. I'd never heard of this brand, but it looked like a high quality kind of like athletic material. And so I looked at the tag, and it's an expensive looking tag as well. It's Latoy. I'm sure I'm butchering that. Latoy Sport. But you can see the tag here, and you can read that for yourself. But I did look up comps, and it does look like these are also selling for like $35 to $50. So I was like, okay, for a little athletic shirt, $4.50 for that as well. And then this also popped up on a new rack, and I just, in one of my ship and thrift videos before this one, I just sold a pair of Lafayette 148 pants, I think for like somewhere between $40 and $50. And so when I saw these pop up, I was like, okay, I can tango with that. This is a Lafayette 148 pair of black pants. These are also wool. They're size 14 petite, and they look to be in really good condition and really like hardly anywhere, if any. And so grabbed those. These were $4.50 as well. So you guys can see that the pricing at my Goodwill is pretty consistent, but sometimes you get a random piece thrown in and you're like, oh, I don't know why they priced it like that. But this piece here also wheeled out on a new rack, and it looked interesting. Like, I saw that it had a logo stitched into the back of it, and that automatically made me curious because usually brands won't do that unless they're more expensive. And then, okay, this fly, seriously? There's a whole house. But then I also looked at the tag, and this is very interesting how it's made. Like, this looks very expensive to me. And so I looked, and this is from the brand Kit Ace, which I had never heard of, but the ace in it kind of made me think, okay, it's some sort of sport. So I think that this is a tennis skirt or golf skirt. But again, comps looked pretty good, around like 30 bucks maybe for this little skirt. And this won't take up very much room in my inventory. So grabbed that, and this was $4.99. So $4.50 for that as well. And then the last piece I got at that stop was this gorgeous tiered ruffle dress. It is so cute. Again, new color, just put out. And this is from Quince. I have been loving selling Quince. I don't think I have a single piece listed in my store right now. They've all been selling for me so fast. Size medium. This is a gorgeous dress. I believe this is cotton. Super beautiful. This was $7.99, so I paid $7.20 for it. And I'm assuming this will probably sell for around $50, but it will be quick. And so very happy with that. That's a gorgeous dress. I feel like even one of you guys might snatch that one up. And then I grabbed 2 more pairs of shoes. First pair is a purple pair of sneakers, and these are from the brand Kizik, which I have talked about a couple of times, but I have never picked these up before. But these were only $7.99. They're purple, they're really cute. And so I decided to grab these. They're in a men's 6.5 or a women's size 8. So I'd probably list these as women's shoes. But Kiziks are pretty good shoes, and I would say the comps on these look like they would sell for around $35 to $50. So pretty good in my book. And then I picked these up because I think these are freaking adorable. These little like ballet flats, almost like a Mary Jane style little leather shoes. And these are from Mark Fisher. I've sold quite a few Mark Fisher pieces, and I find the shoes do the best of all the different things I've sold from them. And these are actually new with tags. So they have the tag attached on the bottom. They don't look like they've been worn outside of maybe trying them on. They were $7.99. They're originally $120. And then I believe these were probably at like a Nordstrom or something, but they're the Urella shoes, and they're in a size 9. So I thought these were so cute. I feel like these would be so adorable with like an all black and white outfit, a little pop of color, and I just thought the red was adorable. So I feel like those will probably sell pretty quickly. And because they're new, I'll probably list around 50 bucks. And then this popped up, and I was like, oh, shut up. I have been selling a lot of Vuori lately, and I really enjoy finding it. So this caught my attention. It looked high quality from just the button on the front and like these little drawstrings, and then it still has the tag attached here on the inside from Vuori. These are men's, I think, men's? I don't know. These are a size large. I had to figure out if they're men's or women's, but then here's the Vuori tag on the back. And I checked them over. They look to be in good condition. They're kind of like reinforced legs. They have all these pockets. They're very interesting pants. And so I was like, okay, heck yeah. For $4.99, $4.50 is what I paid for this pair of Vuori pants. These retailed for over $100, and hopefully I'll be able to resell them for around $50. I'll have to look at comps more specifically, especially if they're men's or women's will definitely affect the price. I feel like I'll be able to get more for them if they're men's, but I thought that was an amazing find. For $4.50, heck yes. And then the very last piece I have to share with you guys is something my husband found, so I've got to give credit where credit's due. Jeremy was thrifting with me on this day, and he did a good job. He felt this, and then there's no pull tag on it, so he did a little flipperoo, and he discovered that it is a Lululemon piece. So he found this pretty nice, like thick white sweatshirt from Lululemon At the thrift store, I would say this is a women's piece. I own the same sweatshirt in a different like style. I would say that this probably retails for like $128, and it looks to be probably a size like 12, maybe like a large. So I feel like that's a great find. So exciting. For $4.50, what a day. So good job, Jeremy, on that piece. So those are all the pieces that I've been finding recently. I feel like that was an amazing haul. I am excited to get some of those pieces listed. I've got a lot of work ahead of me, and so at least we got the packages out. They did get picked up. I've got to show you guys some fun things. And if you guys remember, I am hosting that sale on any of my sites. If you come from YouTube and you let me know in a comment or a message in one of my sites and you want to buy anything from my stores, I'll give you 40% off of my items. And that's just like a thank you for watching my videos. I'm doing it on things that are not super recent. Like if I listed it this week, that will be excluded from the sale. But anything listed 90 days and older is totally fair game. So if you guys want to go shopping, then make sure you go check out all of my different storefronts, shop wherever you like. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys are having an amazing day. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day. And until the next video, bye.